Jason. Got a new project in the shop that we have affectionately named Trusty Rusty. Yes, Trusty Rusty. This is a 1941 Famall B and currently doesn't run. Supposedly it ran when parked, and it's our job to get it running. So, bring you up to speed where we're at now. We changed all the fluids in it, and they were all gross and nasty. Not good. Cleaned the spark plugs up, tinkered with it, and couldn't get it to do much more than a sputter. Carburetor started leaking, all that good stuff. And we left her set a couple days, and wouldn't you know it, it fired and ran for about 3 seconds. So, now that you're up to speed on that stuff, we're going to throw a bunch of new parts at it. Alright, so what do our new parts include? Spark plug wires, spark plugs, condenser, little spinny thing, points, new distributor cap. This is a sediment bolt in this box, I promise. And a carburetor rebuild kit, complete with cowtail candies. And all this stuff you can get at Steiner Tractor. They got everything you need. Check them out. Carburetor rebuild time. This is a Zenith made carburetor. It is a 1-barrel updraft style carburetor. Very common for the time, very simple, very reliable for the most part. The updraft stands for, very simply, is fuel comes in the bottom, the air and fuel mixture goes out the top to the engine. Super simple. So you can see the two split, the two halves. There's the gasket, which always leaks. That's why we're here. And those floats, we don't believe are attached to anything. That is your needle that controls your fuel flow into the bowl, circled right there. And your floats, they move up and down attached to that needle. Too much fuel, it leaks. Too little fuel, it doesn't run. Simple. Very simple. Alright, knocking more pieces out. That's your main jet. Boy's gonna take a cowtail for the first time. Try it.
Good.
Good? Okay. Beat it, kid.
Okay, we put this in the vise to hold it, and I think it'll break loose.
Okay.
And it did.
It did. Now that we're done with the candy tasting, let's talk about cleaning. Make sure you clean this thing inside and out. Get all your little ports, soak it in some carb cleaner, everything, before you put it together. And you're not going to put it together this quick, I promise. Read your instructions, study, pay attention, watch some videos, and you too can rebuild a Zenith 1-barrel carburetor. Let's put it on. Tech tip time! We forgot to do this earlier, so you're getting it right now. Alright, 1 minute tech. You bought yourself a new project vehicle, what do? You just put some fuel to it, shove a battery in it, try to start it, right? You can. Chances of that actually working out, probably slim to none. So, there's some general guidelines you should follow. Nothing hard, but it's just going to make everybody a lot happier, and you'll have a lot more fun because you might actually have some success. Step 1, inspect everything. Drivetrain, electrical wiring, fuel system. Just give everything a good once over. Obviously fuel system, because fuel leaks make fire at worst case scenario. Electrical system, that also makes fire, and fire's bad in this instance. Engine, Transmission, obviously, if there is a big gaping hole in the side of the engine block and all its guts are spewed out, well, it's not going to work. So, first step, inspect. Second step, do a little bit of cleaning. At least, you know, maybe kind of sweep up all the critters from around the engine area, all the mouse poop, because there will be mouse poop, probably lots of it. Get that all cleaned out. Mouse nests, like down in air filters and stuff, is a big one. Get that all pulled out and wear a respirator. This stuff's bad. And rubber gloves, that's important. Stuck. Anyways, clean, do that, you'll thank yourself. Second last thing on the list here, R&R all the fluids. What's that mean? Replace and remove and replace, that's what it means. You're going to do that. All fluids include gasoline, it goes bad. Oil, it goes bad, it gets moisture in it. Antifreeze, that goes bad. And if you really want to drive the thing, you probably ought to replace the brake fluid, because that will also get moisture in it. Do fluids, it's important. Step number 4, ignition system. Plugs, wires, points if it has it, or an ignition module, and distributor cap. It's just going to make that engine a lot heavier to run. Your odds of success will go up. Step 5, electrical system. Before you put a battery in it, we already talked about this. Inspect all the wiring. You don't want it to arc. Arcs make fire, possibly. That's bad. It has happened. I've seen it. I've had one. This one right here. About lost a truck from a electrical fire. Do that. That's important. Step 6. You're probably almost ready to start. Big one here, and I'm really big on it. I'm almost to the point where it's like a pet peeve of mine. Make sure the drive wheels are off the ground. Anytime we start something for the first time, I don't know why, I don't trust that it's in park or neutral, so I make sure that the drive wheels are off the ground. You don't want anybody getting run over. You don't want to run it through the side of your building. You don't want to pin anybody against the side of your building, because that makes for a very unfun day. So, follow those basic guidelines and tweak them as you see fit. It's not a set in stone type of deal. And your odds of success probably will go up slightly, just a little bit. Because this old stuff, you never know, man. Could be good, could be bad, but that's part of the fun in it. So, good luck with your project. Okay, spark plug time. Put new spark plugs in this thing because, well, the old ones are old and nasty and no good. So before we put them in, we got to check the gap. And the gap is the space between the center electrode and the top ground strap electrode. And that is specified from the manufacturer, whoever builds the motor, the engine, sorry. And that is very important because that gives the proper space between the two for the spark to do whatever the spark does, explode things. And the way you check that is with a set of feeler gauges. So all these are a specified thickness, and you read in your manual what size they are, and you find the number on them, and I can't see anything on these because these are super old. And then you gap them all. So you might have to close that down a little bit, you might have to open it up a little bit, but that's very important to do. So let's go do that. Okay, we're going to gap these. This manual here specifies 25 thousandths. I got my 25 right here. And that's actually a little big. So you either take a little hammer or you could put it on the vise and just smash them down a little. It doesn't take much. You get her opened up. And there we go. 3 more to do. All right. We got all we could get done today. They sent us the wrong stuff for the ignition, so we have the old wires and the cap and everything was all wrong. This tractor has a magneto, not a distributor, so that might be where the difference is. But we're going to try to fire it anyway, so we'll see what happens.
Let her rip. Alright, it's going.
I forgot the switch again.
That'll do it. move.
You're really loud. Wow, it worked! Woo! Look at it go!
Got a brake dragging.
Okay, fly!
So what's the takeaway from all this? Well, for me, it's just the satisfaction of saving another one. Something that somebody had left for dead that probably would have ended up in a scrapyard eventually. Now, completely usable. Ugly, but usable. But that's besides the point. The more we drove this thing around, the better it got. Brakes got better. Clutch got better. It quit smoking. So it just goes to show, a little bit of elbow grease, a little bit of time, you guys can save something too. So, get your buddies around, get something old, get in the garage, and have fun. You'll be glad you did. See you guys next time.